lovelies. All of you guys watching the replay, hi. Great that we get to like hang out here in time and space. I never know if the live is working when it's working. I have this issue every single time. It's like rotating still. It's saying live, but the thing isn't quite working. So I just ramble for the first little bit just in case. But I'm super excited for training today, and also if you would join me on a challenge for February to like attract more of your dream clients. And for those of you guys saying joining live, say hi in the comments so I know who's watching. And of course, feel free as well, like as we're going through the training, to ask any questions in the comments, or even if you're watching the replay. And yeah, Alex said, I'm super excited to share this simple shift today around really like making more money and selling more. Okay, because this is one of the bigger things. I get so many of my clients come to me and they really struggle. And this is, I see there's so many with women, especially women that are really heartfelt, passionate entrepreneurs. That's their life work that they want to do. Hi Emma, great, good morning to you. You must be over in the States. I'm assuming it's like afternoon here in Europe. And so many women really struggle with this concept around sales, and that's why they're not increasing their business and taking it to the next level they want. So I have a really simple shift for you guys today, which I'm really excited about. But before we dive into that, I wanted to as well, if this is something you really want to like make work in your business and you're wanting to attract more of your dream clients, and I put emphasis on dream clients, okay? So it's not just about getting any clients, but getting dream clients is really what I believe is the core pillar. Yeah, 9 a.m. Yeah, you must be Eastern Standard Time, I'm assuming. Let me know where you're tuning in from as well, guys. What the biggest key, now I forgot what I was going to talk about. This is the only problem when I sometimes look over to the comments. I'm like, I get sidetracked. But what I was going to say was around, the key thing is really attracting dream clients when it comes to, running your business with passion, purpose, and profit. Because otherwise, and this has happened to me, happens to so many of my clients, which is we get stuck in, we're making the money and we're having clients, but we're not really creating the freedom that we really want and living life on our terms, which, let me know in the comments, but I'm sure that's the same reason why you created a business, the same as me. Like, it's about freedom and it's about really living life on your terms and doing the things that you want to do. So it's such a core element to attract, dream clients. And if you want to do that for February and really like kind of be like, okay, I'm going to put myself out there and attract more of my dream clients, that is a great way to like join the challenge and actually use these tools I'm going to share with you. I'm going to do one today and I'm going to do one for the next couple of weeks that you can really start to practically implement and actually start seeing the shift and start seeing results. Ooh, Georgia, nice. And so that's, let me know as well if you're up for that, joining the challenge. If there's something you really want to shift in your business, so then we can all kind of support and encourage each other on this one as well. And, if you want to do that, one really great, this is something that my coach and best friend taught me, which I love, which is if you have a certain goal that you want to reach, like say you want to make, you want to, and only do this if this feels right for you, but if you say like, oh, I really want to get 2 new clients or 5 new clients or whatever this month, it's actually just taking a piece of paper, like, or a sticky note or something, and writing that down, right? Writing that goal, setting that intention of like, I want 2 new clients in February, this month, 5 new clients, whatever it is, and then rip it up, right? Like rip it up into pieces, or you can burn it if you want to, and that's such a good little ritual that you can do. I do it now all the time, and I do it with my clients all the time, where we can set an intention but then also immediately detach from it, right? So we've set the intention, and it's like once we rip it up and we burn it, it's like, this is done already, right? Like it's done, and I don't have to worry about it or stress about it or anything. If I always surrender mine to the highest good for all. Like if I'm meant to, do you know what I mean? If the best thing for me is to get those clients, I will get them, and it's already done. I don't have to worry about it. If it's not, then they're going to come in the next couple of months, or when the time is exactly right. So it's a beautiful kind of little ritual that you can do that really helps us lean into that kind of trust and like that confidence of it already being done and dusted. We don't have to like worry about it. So feel free, if that's something like I said you want to do, like feel free to kind of do that little ritual. Let us know as well in the comments, or share it in the group. You can even share like your ripped up little piece of paper if you want to, because the what I really want to talk about today is really a simple mindset shift that I see so many women have around selling. And you guys let me know in the comments as well if there's anybody in here that really dislikes sales, right? Like the idea of sales just makes you feel like your stomach kind of churn, or you're just like, you can't identify as a salesperson. Like that kind of just gives you the kind of, I don't know. I used to just always be grossed out by the word of sales, right? Like, and ironically, I started in sales. Like I ran a sales and marketing business for, 6 years, like real like sales and training salespeople. But when I first started, I was like, oh, I don't like salespeople. I think salespeople are gross, and I could never be that. Right. And it's funny because so many of us have so much negative conditioning around sales. So if that's you, let me know in the comments. And what I want you to really do is, again, just take a piece of paper and write the word sales right at the top, and then just take a pen and like cross it out. Okay, like, and if you really don't like sales, like you can go really nuts, like just cross it out like a million gazillion times, just to kind of let all your frustration and anger around sales out. And again, just these little rituals are really good just to kind of get into like the momentum into our body around this, and it not just being something you do in your mind. And what I want you to do, once you've crossed out the word sales, I want you to write one simple word down below, and that is share. Okay, so share. And this is, I've done this with so many of my clients, and it sounds so simple, but this is often we make this simple shift in their mindset around forgetting about sales, everything they've learned about sales, everything they think they need to do in their business to sell, right? Because we all understand at the end of the day, selling is literally the definition of business, right? Like you don't have a business unless you sell your products and services. But we get so hooked up on all the things that we think sales are, and what they're not aligned with who we are and who we don't want to be. And like we see all, like honestly, this is why we have such bad feelings around there, because quite frankly, there's just so much, yucky behavior around sales. So this is the kind of shortcut, right? Like, because sometimes I work with my clients, when working one-on-one, we go through, shifting some individual beliefs, but this is kind of almost like a shortcut version that you can do. And I don't have to like work with you personally directly to do it, which is you just take the word sales, you cross it out, right? You get rid of it. And underneath, you just write the word share. And what I'm going to get you to do next is you can really freestyle this. So it doesn't have to be exactly the words that I say to you. You can like make these your own, whatever feels good to you. But I want you to write down, like underneath the word share, I want you to write down like a statement that feels really good to you. Like, all I have to do in my business is share from my heart, for example. Okay, all I have to do in my business is share from my heart. All I have to do in my business is share my knowledge. All I have to do in my business is share my expertise. All I have to do in my business is share my caring nature. Right? So I want you just to kind of start, yeah. So with these, like, yeah, I'd like to do someone else to do the selling bit. Okay, you definitely need to do this. Okay, I want you to do this. So write the word sales, cross it out, write share, write sharing, because this is all that the business is about, is just about sharing about what you do. Because if we don't share what we do, you're not giving anybody the opportunity to engage with you, to buy from you. And then without it, you don't really have a business. So I want you to kind of rewrite these in a way that feels good to you. So I'm just going to go on a little bit of a rant. Okay, so I'm going to do it for my business. So just to give you a bit of an idea and a bit of inspiration. And then I want you to really make this your own. Like if you want to, you can do it with me while I'm going, or you can like, watch this again and do it on your own. But just kind of lean into it and really speak from the heart. Like, what is it you really want to share about your business, right? So all I want to do with my business is share from my heart, right? I want, and that's all I need to do. All I need to do is share the information that I have, because I know I am my longest and most loyal client, right? So I know that what I teach, my clients on, the tools I share with them, the stories and experiences that I have now going through this transformation, when I share that with them, it changes their life, right? I know what it's like to be me before I learned all these tools, and how much pain I was in, and how I was struggling and running my business, and always feeling guilty, and always feeling stressed out, and being stuck in being a workaholic, and sometimes literally, on the edge of depression and burnout. And the life that I have now, like the freedom that I have, the joy that I have every single day, really feeling like this is my purpose in life. Like this is what I am meant to do. And feeling so free in expressing myself. And I hope you guys can even feel me like through the energy of this, like just for me to be here and just to speak to you from my heart, not having to worry about if it, you know, if I say something wrong or if it sounds stupid or if I did everything perfectly, like just having that freedom just to really be me, allow myself to be, and to share from my heart, to share poetry, to share like pictures in the way I want to share my, you know, my tools and my education through doing trainings like this. That is what I love. I love sharing this because I see the transformations in my clients when I'm working with them. I see in like how in one session they get to know themselves deeper than they ever known themselves before. And I watch it in front of my very own eyes, and it's just so beautiful, and it makes me feel so blessed every single day. And all I have to do in my business is share that. I share the stories, I share the experiences, I share my tools, I'm generous with my knowledge. And I want, like I said, I'm just going on this kind of, yes, I want to share from my heart. Beautiful, Emma. And I just, like I said, I'm just gone on a little bit of a rant, as you can tell. And, you know, and do it in a way like that makes you get emotional, right? Like I sometimes when I do this, it makes me literally cry. Like when I was, you know, I've done this, I sometimes do this every single day. If I really feel like I need that to kind of show up, because I'm feeling doubtful or not certain about something, I do it every single day in the morning. And I kind of really, you know, remind myself why it's so important for me to show up and share. And, you know, the beautiful thing I think about sharing, right, when we use the word sharing, because that's all you need to do. All I'm doing right now, like I could put what I'm doing right now in a very complicated way and say like, oh, this is part of my marketing strategy and like da 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 da, right? But really, what am I doing right now? All I'm doing is I pressed a button to go live in my group and I'm sharing with you guys, right? I'm sharing with you from my heart. I'm sharing with you my energy. I'm sharing with you my knowledge. I'm sharing with you my tools. I'm sharing with you my space. Yeah, sounds lovely and not at all difficult. Exactly. This is how easy it is, right? It is, you know, and one of the things, the greatest skills that we, for example, can have in business is actually to listen, right? Listening is part of sales, but it's not talked about that much because it's something that's very intangible. You can't really see it, right? But that again comes from a place of like, I'm willing to share my space with people and to listen to them. And I'm going to, you know, share with them my thoughts. Or I'm going to share with them some questions or some, you know, whatever. Like this is all going to be specific depending on what you do in your business, right? Like Ruthie, I know, for example, you you know, work as an artist. It's going to be a little bit different than me working as a coach. So, you know, make this your own. I just, like I said, it's not about like using exactly my words, but using words that resonate with you and leaning into how easy it is. And, you know, if you have at any point like some resistance that comes up, we're like, oh, you know, it can't be that easy, or like, how am I going to share it? Or, you know, or what if I share too much, right? Again, feel free to put these in the comments, even if you guys watching the replays, you know, or share it in the group if it comes up later for you. Because again, that's not a bad thing. That's just showing you that there's some kind of, you know, we have some inner conflict, there's some kind of block, you know, going on that doesn't really allow us to fully share. And that's what stops us from attracting our dream clients. That's what stops us from attracting the kind of money that we really want to make in our business. Because the truth is, the more you share, and I've seen this in my business time and time again, like I can tell you so many stories when I have just shared, you know, where I've been asked to speak or I've like hosted a workshop and I didn't even have a product to sell. Like I just wanted to do it because I was passionate about it. And I was just like, you know, it's just what brings me joy. And then, you know, people would come up to me and like, I want to work with you on this. And I literally have had to create products for them because I didn't even have what they wanted, right? Like I would, you know, do things because I just had the knowledge and I just wanted to share it. And then people came to me. So when you're generous with your, not, you know, with anything of yourself, of your time, your energy, you know, your space, and you give of it and you share it, you'll always attract more back in. And that's the beauty of it. And I think it makes it so much simpler when we just shift our mindset. And the other thing I think is really beautiful about it is because what we often get caught up in, and let me know in the comments if this is true for you, is when we're in the idea of selling, right? The ego loves to make it all about us, right? We're like, oh my God, how am I going to show up? And like, am I doing it right? And like, how am I going to do it? And we go in this kind of like spinning hamster wheel, but it really is just all about us, right? It's just our own fears, our own insecurities. And when we're thinking of it from a place of sharing, we're making it much more about the other people. And that's what it's really about. Like in business, we're there to serve, right? Like, yes, we're here in business to make money. We have to make money to take care of ourselves, and to be able to like even go out there and create a product and service, we have to take care of ourselves as well. And I believe we should have all, if we create something amazing for other people, we should also benefit from it. Again, it has to always be a win-win, relationship. But ultimately, it's still about serving people. And when we think more about sharing, right? And even like from a point of like that, Ruthie, like sharing your artwork, right, with people. It's I know as an artist, because I even consider myself an artist, and lots of like, yes, we write it for ourselves and we create for ourselves, and we create for ourselves in business as well. But it always is so much more magnified. It creates so much more abundance for us, be it money, be it joy, be it happiness, if we're sharing it with other people, right? It magnifies it. And that's what I really want you to start thinking about, right? Like, this is what I really believe the core to be. If you run a business that's really, where your heart's in it, you're passionate, it's like on purpose, and you can make profit. As long as you like just simply remind yourself every single day, I just need to go out and share, and not make it complicated. And this would really be if this is something you're wanting to do to like really attract more dream clients, and you've got a certain goal that you want to reach, is just take this tool as a challenge for February, and just say to yourself, okay, every day I'm just gonna show up and share, right? And you don't have to have a perfect plan. It doesn't, like, literally, I've done this so many times myself, where literally if I'm not 100% sure like how I'm going to do something or exactly what I want to do, I just go, okay, every single morning I wake up, I remind myself of like why I do what I do and why I love it and why it's important, and like the outcomes that my clients are going to get from the work that I share with them. And Ruthie, I'm just going to use you as an example, because I know you have paintings, and you have, it's art, but it's like that you focus on the joy that people are going to get from that. The joy, do you mean like the happiness, the beauty, right? Like, if you have a beautiful painting in your house, it makes the room more beautiful, and it makes you feel happy, and it makes you feel pleasure, and it makes you feel joy, it makes you feel more at home, right? So you focus on those feelings of what you're really going to give to people, and what you're going to really share with people through that. And then you just go and you ask yourself, okay, how can I share that today? Like, how can I show up today? Like, what do my people need to hear? What do I need to share? And then you just go from there. Like, I often will do this, where I'm just sitting and I'm just like closing my eyes, and I'm like, okay, what is it I need to share today? How do I need to share? And it will just pop into my head. It will just go, oh, share this story today, and go and put it on this picture on Instagram, or ask this question today, like share this question with everybody, or share this call to action. You need to share with everybody how they can work with you and work the next step. Like, it literally just comes through me when I'm focused on, okay, what is the result I'm really creating for my clients? What is the transformation? And what is it that I want can share with them? So let me know if that makes sense, because it's the simplest, easiest way that you can like show up and start selling, right? Like, because that's what we're really doing. It is sales, but it's just we're using a different framework, instead of like looking through that old lens that has, like said, so much negative and resistance in it, and there's so much like fear from the ego in it. We're just creating something new, which is the paradigm of like, this is just about sharing. And sharing is caring, right? So my old boss's daughter used to always say that to me. She's like, from kindergarten, she's like, sharing is caring. And kids are such great, kids have a natural instinct to share. And this reminds me all the time, like, that's our instinct as human beings, is to share with one another. And, if you have anything that comes up around sharing, share it in the group. Yes, I'm unsure about my voice. Okay, Ruthie, what you're doing there, this is a great example. Like I said, if you have any fears and anything that kind of comes up, like you're just saying here, like, I love that. It sounds really intuitive, but I guess I'm unsure about my voice. This is such a classic example of, your fears and ego coming back in. So instead of focusing, like, this is when we're starting to shift the focus back on ourselves rather than your clients. Right? And I'm not making you wrong for that at all, because that's natural. We all, like I said, when we're really ingrained in our ego and our fearful mindset, like that's what it will always do. It'll always make it back about us rather than our clients that we're really serving. So, like I said, if I'm working with a client one-on-one, that is exactly the work that we do. We're literally kind of digging into that further and going, okay, what is that about? Where is that coming from? Like, is this really true? And, I think I've talked to you about this before. It's really just about like a simple question you can just kind of start asking yourself about was, well, how can you be unsure about your voice? Your voice is your voice. Okay, like your voice is your voice. Can you see that? Beautiful. I really honor you for seeing that, because that's, again, the ego doesn't like to see that, right? Like the ego wants to be like, no, I don't know what my voice is, and wants to keep us stuck. But if you can even just see that and go, oh, I'm going back, like, for focusing on myself rather than serving my clients, that's such a huge win. So give yourself a big round of applause for that. And again, this is work that you do. This is why, again, I wouldn't have a job if it was so easy shifting your mindset. This is often when I'm working with clients, it's about digging deeper. Sometimes you have to do what I will often do, if the mindset, if we can't get a mindset shift to happen, normally what needs to be done is, if you can't shift it easily, normally it means there's some emotion that we need to release, and that's been kind of suppressed and not expressed, so that we need to kind of release, or kind of on a spiritual, energetic level. So I tend to use both of those tools because they work really, really well. It's something I can't do in this session like by itself. If you're interested, you're more than welcome to like book in one of my strategy sessions, and I can talk to you about it. But you can, on a mindset level, what you want to do is just go, okay, I can only use my voice because I am me, and my voice is however I speak. Now, do you mean like, and to get out of that, and again, shift back to serving people rather than focusing on yourself, and just being like, well, I just need to share what I can in my voice I have right now, so people even have the opportunity, in your case, to buy your artwork. If you don't go out there and share what you have to offer, right, and you don't show up, people don't have the opportunity to buy what your artwork or any of the other services that you provide. Does that make sense? Like, if I was too worried today about my voice, as I say that, my voice sounds a little bit like croaky, but about my voice and getting it perfectly, you guys wouldn't have the opportunity to learn what I'm sharing with you right now, right? If you become a client of mine or not, there's an opportunity for you to do that if that's something that you choose to do. But even if I never work with anybody, I would not be, do you mean like there's an opportunity lost where I can serve people? I can share my gift. I can share my energy with people. But if I focus too much on like me, and right, like, oh, I'm not sounding perfect or whatever, do you mean like my fears and insecurities come up with, which I have plenty of, don't worry. That's why I'm so good at this. I have a lot of practice. Is, if we don't get in control of that on a mindset level and a behavior level, then it's always going to get the better of us. And that, to be honest, on a mindset, on a behavior level, it's just practice. But if we can't get ourselves to do this, and I know this has been something that's come up for you a few times, because last training, I know you mentioned that as well. So I can't tell you for sure. I'd have to dig in a little bit deeper for that. But my guess is there might be some emotion, right? Like, this is what, again, tends to happen. Like, the reason we don't really feel confident in our own voice is because there's at some point something happened where we suppressed our emotions, and there's just some anger, some frustration, some sadness, right? Like some fear, whatever it is, like that's kind of trapped in our body. And that's why it feels to us like we can't really use our voice, right? Because we're scared to. And it really, there's many different techniques that you can do this. I do something simple called I often do with my clients is like a feeling meditation. Or like different journaling prompts that I'll give them to like really feel into the feeling and release it. And then it's like magic. It just doesn't come up anymore. And then you can make the mindset shift, like whenever it comes up, but you don't have that same kind of resistance. So, yeah, okay, beautiful. And again, if you're somebody, this is why I like to share this shift, and this is why I use it with my clients so much. Ruthie just saying like that's big mistake of focusing on myself and not making that big shift. This is why I always give this to my clients, because my clients are all people that care deeply about other people and will normally do way more for themselves than for others than they do for themselves. So by shifting them more it's about sharing, it's about caring about other people, they're much more willing to shift than when it's something just they're gonna gain. And again, I want to make sure it's not about making yourself wrong. I don't want you to beat yourself up. It's absolutely natural, because all of us are conditioned into fear, into our ego, right? That you would always bring the focus back on yourself. Like I said, the only reason I'm really, really good at this is because I used to have so many issues with my ego. So I've had years and years of practice of doing this over and over again. And that's why I can do it really easy for my clients. So don't make yourself wrong, but it's just like, yeah, every time you can remember that. And if you really keep struggling with it, again, feel free to use a group. If you might just start, that might be enough. A lot of times it's just, all it is a mindset shift. And people have told me time and time again, now it's easy for them to like suddenly show up every day and share and sell, and they're suddenly attracting clients because it's just, all it needed was that shift in mindset. And then their behavior can change. If you're still finding you're struggling, and any of you guys are, just again, use this group, share with us what's coming up, share what kind of thoughts are coming in, because that's what you need to work on. It's about working on the thoughts. Often we have to kind of go in and just release some old emotion, release some old patterns, which again, we're always more happy to support you in the group. I'm always happy to share some resources. Again, for any of you guys that want, to really work on this is something that's really, keeping you stuck and you want to go to the next level and share, you're more than welcome to grab one of my complimentary, passion, purpose, and profit strategy sessions, where I can share with you how I work with my clients, because this is literally what I do, right? Like, I help my clients getting to where they want it. Like, the only thing that's in between where you are and what you want to be is just all our bullshit, really, right? It's our own processed emotions, it's our, old beliefs, patterns, it's our own fears and insecurities. It's all mental stuff, like inner conflicts. This is one of the biggest one I see with women so much in sales, because, and I know it for myself, is the reason we feel so much resistance to sales and it's such a problem is because it's an inner conflict, right? On the one hand, we know we need to sell in our business to make money, and we feel like money equals safety, right? Like, if we have a certain amount of money, we're going to be safe. And that's why we're kind of drawn to it. But on the other hand, we don't want to be seen as salespeople or somebody that's pushy or that's like, manipulating people, which we so often associate with salespeople. So does that make sense? Like, so we're conflicted, and that's why we don't take action, and we're kind of just spinning ourselves in this wheel, because there's two things that we need. One, we want to make money and feel safe. On the other hand, we want to be liked and connected to other people, and we want the respect, and we don't want to lose that. So these are two needs that we have. Again, this is all happening on the unconscious level. And we're I don't know if you ever feel like that, like you're kind of like in a, like in a ping, not a ping pong table, but like a flipper, like where you're just like kind of bouncing from one to the other. I used to feel like that for so long, and until I started understanding what was going on a deeper level, the conflicts that exist within us, it just drives you crazy. Like, it drives you kind of crazy. But when you start understanding it, you go, oh, it's not I'm crazy, I'm just running a crazy program. And then you can go and shift the program. So let me know if that was helpful for you guys. I'm really excited for, like I said, this is often a mindset shift by itself that will help so many. And just practice it. Like, that's the best way to test it. It's just like test every day and just go, I'm just going to share today. That's all I want to do. How can I share? What is it I need to share? And just trust. This is also a really great practice to just start trusting your own intuition and your own, again, coming back to your own voice. The best way you'll find it more confident speaking in your voice is first trusting your own inner voice when you're, getting guidance, what is it I need to do? So I hope that's been helpful for you guys. If, like I said, if you're up for a challenge and you want to attract more clients, start applying this. I'm also next week, I'm going to do another training for you guys and share a tool with you on how you can, if you're showing up and sharing with people, how can you magnify your attraction power? Okay, so I'm going to give you a really fun tool. The key is in the fun. Okay, so it's a really fun tool that you can magnify your attraction power, so you can pull even more people in by just showing up in the same amount of time, but just have more power in it. And like I said, I'm more than happy to keep up to date with you guys and share it in the group, how you progress. And like I said, if anybody wants to talk to me about working with me directly, I'll also put in the link for you guys to listen, to like book in a strategy session, or if you have any questions, you're more than welcome just to reach out. You really heard it today. Okay, beautiful, Ruthie. I'm so glad. Sometimes we have to hear the same thing over and over again before we heard it. So I'm really excited to see how you go with that. And yeah, feel free to share. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys all soon.